Okay. Good evening, guys. This is Trader NAAK from NAAK Consult, okay, or NAAK Trading Consult. So last week we did an analysis on BTC, we did analysis on ETH, and also we did analysis on the USD JPY pair, but we couldn't do an analysis on the S&P 500. Okay, so I'm just going through to give you a recap, okay, and we thank our viewers who liked and subscribed and shared our post. We really appreciate it. We really do. So during last week, this is just a recap. Then I go to today's pair that I want to look at. Okay, for us to look at for next week. Okay, okay. So I'll move a little bit faster, but I know we've already done this analysis. So yeah, so we'll go to our weekly time frame. Okay, all right. So as we did our analysis on the weekly time frame, that's what we did. We drew our monthly trend line. On the monthly time frame, we drew our weekly trend, which is the white one. Okay, the white one is our weekly uh, trend line. Then we came to our daily time frame to we were supposed to draw a daily trend line, but the weekly has already done that for us. Okay, so we just had to wait. As you can see, the green horizontal rail line. Okay, that's this one. The green horizontal rail line is our entry that I place in my simulated account, and the golden horizontal line stands for our TP, okay, at NAAK Consult, okay. So when you see it in our videos, I want you to understand, okay. So we had to wait for it. Then it did this thing. They always did a thing. This candle. There's a magic candle. I always love to see it. This candle, for example, it does things. The moment I see it, I know it's changing. There's the direction is about to change or something. So over here to the downside. I didn't see it here. I didn't see. Okay, here I saw it here to the upside, then here to the downside. So normally, if you want to know when a trend is about to reverse on a higher time frame, which is the daily time frame, look out for these particular candlesticks. Okay, these particular candlesticks. That's these ones. The green, yeah, that ones. They always do their trick. Okay. So right now BTC is in profit in our stimulated account, and I'm waiting for it to reach our first TP. Then we will hold or we will close it. Then we will wait for a retrace. Then maybe we target our second TP. Okay. We target our second TP, which is around 64,011.50 basic points. Okay. So right now our first TP is around 74,121 or 55 basic point. Okay, so the same thing for each. Okay, so let's go to uh, the Ethereum pair. Okay, so let's see how it also went. I think it also did well. I don't know why the diagrams are not showing, but as you can see, I think it's not loaded. It's not loaded. I think I'm using uh, the server from capital.com. Okay, capital.com. Let me refresh it. Refresh it. Let's see. So normally, yeah, I think it has come. Okay. So we did our monthly trend line. So right now we did our monthly, our weekly, which is the white trend line, and our daily, which is the green trend line. So it has crossed our weekly, our daily, and it's about to cross our monthly trend line. Well, this is huge, guys. Guys, this is huge. Okay, this is very, very, very huge. If BTC if it continues to the downside, I'm looking for a W pattern, something like this, maybe something like this, for it to continue, something like this. Then we move to the upside. So I'm looking for something like this. Okay, I'm looking for something like this. There's something I'm looking for BTC, both BTC and ETH for it to happen. Okay, all right. So these are the two things I'm expecting for it to happen. Okay, these are the two things I'm expecting for it to happen. Then when it happens, we'll draw a trend line. Okay, on the daily to wait for the cross to the upward trend to the upside for BTC. But for now, it's in a downtrend. That's if it should cross our monthly trend line. All right, let me remove it. All right, so just to make it easy, okay, so let me remove Let's remove the top TP that we set. Yes, okay. So right now we know that BTC is in a downward trend. Okay. So now let's move to our other pairs. All right. Let's move to our other pairs. Okay. So let's go to we did an analysis on that was last week, if you guys would remember. Now, guys, I really appreciate those who liked and subscribed. Okay, we really appreciate NAAK Consult. We really appreciate it for liking and subscribing to our weekly analysis. Okay, on the market, on the financial market. So, in the comment, what we want you to do is this. In the comment, we want you to also let us know the type of pairs you would want us to look at coming next week. Okay, this will also help us to know what our customers or our clients online will also what want, or let me say our viewers online. All right. I don't do it business things. Okay, our viewers online to know what our viewers online, the kind of pairs they want us to do a technical analysis on. Okay, so now with our USD JPY pair and our server from that's capital.com, I think the market will open in the next in the next 2 hours. All right. So right now I think it's retraced to the upside a little bit. Now it's leveled almost like in terms of percentage, we have almost 2 to 98% for it to reach our TP, which is around 150.019 basic points. Okay, so that's it for the USD JPY pair, and I think it will still go down. We are still yet in the first quarter. We are in the second month of the first quarter. So this is let me see. This is the whole of let me see when the whole of January. Yeah, the whole of January. So let's see what February will give us. Okay, so this is a swing trading approach at NAAK Consult. Okay, at NAAK Consult we do position trading, we do swing trading. Okay, and we also use a top-down analysis. Alright. Yeah, we also use a top-down analysis. This is Trader NAAK, by the way. If you want to know who is at the bench doing the analysis. All right. So we are done with our USD JPY pair. It's still bearish. So until any otherwise, it's still bearish for now. Yes, it's still bearish. Okay. So let's go to S&P 500. That was what we wanted to tackle last week, but we couldn't have the opportunity to do that. So let's go for S&P 500. Then later we'll look at gold. Okay. We'll look at gold because gold has been bearish from last week. So we'll look at how, if you want to enter, what you must do, what you must expect. Okay. So now on the S&P 500, we've already drawn our monthly trend lines and also let me say our we've not done we've drawn our monthly trend line, which is the blue one, and our weekly and our daily, which is the green. Okay. So right now the S&P the all-time high for the S&P is around 7,015.7 basic points. And also, there are some gaps, okay, at the bottom of the S&P where I really want them to be filled. And as I always say, gaps, whenever there is gaps in financial market, they are filled. Anyhow, they will be filled, okay? Either immediately or it will go up and come and fill them. So this is something that you have to know, okay, when you are doing technical analysis. Gaps will always be filled. So something like this, it was filled. Okay. So gaps will always be filled. Something like this. Have you seen it? So gaps will always be filled. Gaps, this is a gap, it's always be filled. Gaps always be filled. Now, the when I look at the S&P 500, okay, during last week, it's it was red, like the street was red. Okay, it was bearish. Trust me, and I think the bears are still in town. They are yet not down with the S&P going down. Okay, so okay, and I think there is one or two reasons why this is happening, but I will do that in a later video. Okay, all right. But I think if the S&P should come down, my first TP will be around that's the next resistance, which is around 6,786.5 basic points. And also my second TP is around 6,648.6 basic points. Okay, but when it happens or when it crosses our both our daily and or let me say the weekly trend line, which is the white trend line that you are seeing over here. Okay, if it crosses it, It means that we can put a position, okay, targeting the first TP, second TP. At least at NAAK Consult, we rate 1 to 2%, maximum 3% on a trade. Okay, we don't raise more than that's the range. Okay, so either 2%, 1%, or 3%. But normally we start at 1% to test the market, for the market to give us the confirmation that, oh yes, you are in the right direction. If we are in the right direction, we then start sizing our position by adding another 1%, 2%, making 2%. Then with that, we just hold it, hit our first TP or second TP. That's how we trade at NAAK Consult. Okay. But with the S&P, what I'm seeing is that it can come down. Okay, let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Okay. We do not, and I would like to make this clear. We do not. So I think that was last week, the trend line for it to is bearish. So let's close it. Okay. You can continue that 1 hour time. So for the S&P 500 right now, I'll be looking for is the S&P is giving me a bearish tone, okay, but it's not trying to give up easily. So what I will do is this. I think the S&P will come down a little bit, give us a W bottom. Okay, I'm seeing the first W bottom here, maybe the second one, then upwards. Then it would, you know, turn around to the downward side. Then, but maybe you can do some intraday trading with the S&P. But my focus is on the weekly trend line. Let's notice that my focus on the S&P is on the weekly trend line, that it will break the weekly white trend line. I'm seeing it here first on NAAK Consult. Okay, it will break the weekly trend line to the downside. That's within this year. Within this year, the S&P will be very bearish for me right now. So even though I'm not looking at the upward this one, but you can do an interview for an upward trend. When you see, you can enter for upward, but be certain that it's giving us a bearish uh, momentum, okay, to the downside. Even though the US, they can, if there's another quantitative easing, trust me, the S&P will go down to the downside. So there's our TPs for now. Okay, there's our TP for now. So that's the S&P. Okay, that's the S&P 500. What we are expecting at NAAK Consult. Right now, we are waiting for a downward break of the trend line. Then retest. Then let me do something like this. Let me do something like this. If that it should break. Okay, so something like this. Like that. Then we enter on the fourth point. Okay, we enter on the fourth point, or we will enter, yeah, we will enter on the fourth point. Okay, always wait for a pullback when it crosses the trend line. Always wait for a pullback to the upside or to the downside based on the direction that you have drawn your trend line. Okay, then you enter there. The moment it crosses the trend line doesn't mean that you have to just place a trade. Wait for a pullback, something like this. Okay, it has crossed from the second point to the third point. You wait, it will pull back. Okay, when it pulls back, then on the fourth point, you enter for a sell. It has already given you the notification that we are going down. Okay, this is the higher time. This is a 1 hour time frame. If it crosses our weekly trend line, which is the white trend line that you're seeing here, the white one. Okay, it's a huge higher time frame. So you just wait for a pullback, then you enter for the sells. You just hold, it is your first TP, second TP. You get out of the market, or you can still hold to the any point that you want. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing for the S&P. I think the S&P will break this trend line that I'm seeing here to the upside to create maybe another all-time high. Then from there, it will come down for that's the recession that you're normally hearing, okay, on social media, okay, for the S&P. So the S&P, I think the S&P, most of the stocks that are holding the S&P as of now are the seven mega stocks. Okay, stocks like Tesla, Meta, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and in the Nvidia. Okay, so these are the seven mega stocks which is holding the S&P. Okay, so if any of, or let me say, if half of these stocks have bad earnings from February going, trust me, the S&P will sell very huge to the downside. But it can also rally to the top. That doesn't mean that the bearish tone is giving me, or the bearish momentum is giving us, has been what, shaking off. I want to see it drop, but before it drops, it will go up. Okay, it will go up then come down. So right now it has done the first drop. Okay, it's yet to do the first drop, but it can go up then later drop a huge one for us. Okay, so this is for the S&P 500, which we weren't able to cover during last week. Okay, during last week. So guys, let me know the pairs you guys would want us to look at. Let me put it on the daytime. Let me know the kind of pair you guys would want us to. Okay, so have you seen it? It's, come on. The moment it crossed our weekly daily trend line, uh, bro, be good. Be good for a sell. Be good for it. So we can place it and hold it till it even hit our gaps over here. Yeah, I'm looking at those gaps. I'm looking at those guys. So let us know, and we appreciate our viewers who liked and subscribed and shared our post. We really appreciate you guys. Okay, you're letting the YouTube algorithm know that this content is needed for traders, okay, around the world. And thank you very much. Okay, on our side, what we can do to be appreciative of what you guys are doing is that let us know the kind of asset class you want us to also what do analysis on for the following week. Okay, for the following week. Okay, yeah. So let me do an analysis on gold, because last week was really dangerous on gold. All right, so on gold, let's go to the higher time frame. We've already done that's our key levels. We've already done it. That's last week. If you were around, you will know how we do our key levels. Okay, we start from the bottom. Okay, then we start cloning it. It gives us automatic key levels of the market structure of that particular what asset we are looking for. So we drew our that's our trend line, our monthly trend line. We drew our monthly trend line. We drew our weekly trend line, and we've also drawn our daily trend line. So let's go to the daily time frame. Okay. So let's go to the daily time frame. The daily time frame. All right. Not serious. All right. So this is our daily time frame. But you see the way it is, you wouldn't see that. Yeah, so let's go to the 1 hour. Okay. So now on the 1 hour, it's giving us at least a clear picture. Oh, that's nice. So on the 1 hour, which is we've identified with our green trend line for our daily time frame. Okay, and also the green trend line for the upside if in case it should break. That's, you know, that gold is now bullish from the daily time frame perspective. Okay, but this white trend line, let me change it to purple so that it doesn't confuse, our viewers. This we can use the purple trend line for our intraday or intra trend line or time frame below the daily time frame. Okay, any time frame you can use the purple trend line. So right now on the daily time frame, we have what, drawn an upward trend line to give us the indication when it is moving from a bearish market into what a bull market. Okay, from a downward trend to an uptrend. Okay, so there is a downward trend. This is a downward trend. Okay, this is an uptrend. From here to here is an uptrend. Okay, all right. So now with gold, for instance, from last week, I think from 29th, yeah, this candle. Oh my God, 29th. So if we had done analysis, we would have seen it. Okay, but we didn't do. So the market will give us other opportunities. Okay, don't be in a rush that, oh, it has passed. No, it hasn't. So far as I'm even happy that it has even come down. It has retraced. I'm happy that it has retraced. Okay. So guys, what I'm saying is this: I'm looking forward to a double bottom. Okay, before we move for the upside. Okay. So whenever I always say is that whenever it crosses the trend line, okay, there's a 1 hour trend line. Okay, whenever it crosses the 1 hour trend line, don't be in a rush to place a buy. Wait for it to come down, then you enter. All right. So guys, this is gold. Okay. I'm also looking that we reach for that's 5,596 for gold. Okay. That's if it moves from a bearish to an uptrend. So guys, see you guys next week for another analysis. Like